All right, what's up? Hey, everybody. Guess what? I had a really bad day today, and it gets even worse. I was talking about how this morning, how oh, I was talking about this morning how the first little ad lib song that I had was "Looking for the Next Tragedy." Okay, sometimes you hate to lose in life, so when you continuously lose in life like that, I think sometimes you just say, "Hey, the only thing that I can win at is looking for the next tragedy. So let me go on and look for the next tragedy." Let me tell you what happened. So, as you know, I was at work. I told you about that crap. And then I was texting um, one of my coworkers to let them know, hey, I kind of don't like this. If you know of anything else that, maybe didn't work for you that you think that I would like, or that that I might have an opportunity to like a little bit more than I like this, then hey, send me the information. Now, as I was doing this, I was at the bus stop in this area that's considered to be really bad, just less than a mile from where I am. Now, with me being in this area, I've heard, and it's like I said, I always get, I don't want to call them premonitions or whatever like that. Stuff happens to show me that something's gonna happen. So what ended up happening over the past few weeks, I kept hearing people, I don't even watch the news, but people was talking about how, such and such happened in Washington Shores. Somebody shot the police officer, got murdered, the car flipped over, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't pay it any mind because I'm like, hey, I don't hardly ever be there. I go get to where I'm going and I come straight back. I don't bother nobody. And I say to myself, so I was at the bus stop. And this girl, I noticed she was yelling and screaming at some girl across the street, yelling at her, saying, get out of my yard, such and such and such. And I thought it was weird because the girl was across the street in this yard. But I thought it was weird because it was just weird. And so, but I was like, okay, fine. Maybe that's her lover or something, and they're in an argument and something. And it was just crazy. So they was there for a while, and I didn't pay any attention to it because I'm thinking, okay, the girl lives over there, and they're just having a situation, None of my business. I'm going back to doing what I'm doing, which is trying to, find shit so that during breaks and stuff tomorrow, that because I really hate this place, but that during breaks and stuff tomorrow, I can be looking for something different. Now, I'm so hot and so tired, and you talk about hot and tired. How about when I was at work, there was no air conditioning. I was hot the whole day. It smelled like straight up hind parts when I walked in there. The whole day, just like that. So, anyways, I'm at the bus stop. And the girl is yelling at the other girl, and I'm like, okay, fine, they must live here. The girl about to get on the bus, and she's arguing with, whoever she's dating or somebody. So, didn't think nothing of it, sitting there, and then it starts to get a little bit dark. As it's starting to get a little bit dark, I'm texting back my coworker, and, that guy that I was telling you about that said he's a regional director somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And as I'm in the middle of doing this, I feel somebody walk past. I'm thinking they're just walking past, going to their bus stop, or perhaps they're going to ask me a question or something. So I'm not paying no mind. Next thing I know, the girl snatches the phone out of my hand, starts to take off running. I get up. When I get up, she's like about to duck because she don't know if I'm going to hit her or whatever. But, I'm like, I have on my heels. I'm not going to run. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm tired on top of that. And it's just like she takes off running with my phone. Okay, so that's tragedy number one. Okay, so pretty much I got robbed without being robbed. Now, tragedy number two. So, in the process of this, I'm asking other people, can I use their phone? So, one, I can call my coworker. So, in case she decides to send some crazy what message, on my phone with all my pictures and stuff like that to any of my coworkers, they know that, it's not me. So I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Somebody stole my phone. So if you get any crazy texts or messages in the next 30 minutes or so, within the last 30 minutes or hour or whatever, it's not me. Please ignore it. Do not accept any phone calls from this number, And, so then I have another, like a young boy, like literally a young boy. To me, it looked like a little boy. So I asked him to call the phone company for me, you know, so that I can turn the phone off. So he's being a little nice little boy or whatever, and he's making a phone call. He's standing there being patient, blah blah blah. And so then he's standing there being patient and whatnot, doing that. And then it's like I'm so flustered by what's going on that when I'm making this call, they have all these voice prompts and stuff that you have to go through. So while I'm making this call, I can hardly hear because I have it on speaker, because when I put it up to my face, my fat cheeks keep hitting the phone and hanging up. So I have it on speaker and trying to call. Um, it's just a mess. You know what? I have no idea what's going on in my life right now. But so trying to call this place. Now, this little boy, and when I say little boy, to me, I swear to God, he looked all about 13 or 14, okay? So as I'm talking, whatever, and then I'm getting all flustered, and I'm like, do you mind, getting the voice prompt so I can get an operator? So it's like, at that point, he's helping me doing that. And so we're waiting forever, and then while he's doing that, I'm going to go use somebody else's phone to call my coworkers and let them know what's going on. So then, when I get back over to him, I guess he had to hang up a couple times. He was supposed to catch another bus. He lost his keys and did this, that, and the other. And so then I guess he hung up, whatever. And then he was like, the number that you got isn't the right number for the phone company. So he's like, let me call my sister and ask her to help us. And I'm thinking, at that point, I'm just like out of it. Whatever he wants to do is fine. There's no reason for him to call his sister because we have the Google. We can look it up. So he calls the girl or whatever, and he's just like, hey, sis, do you know the number for such and such and such? This lady, whatever, got a phone. So, but I guess she didn't hear it. And so I'm just like, why are we asking her that? We can just Google it. It's not a problem. And then she's like, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm horrified because I'm at a bus stop. And, no, I'm not his girlfriend. So I'm like, no, I'm an old lady that's sitting at the bus stop. And somebody stole my phone and he's just being nice and helping me out. Period. And then I noticed before that incident happened, when I was asking him about the phone, I didn't catch on to it at the point because I was so flustered about the phone. I remember, I was complaining first because I was like, she's picked the wrong time to steal the phone because I got all these things, the job that I hate, blah, 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 blah. And, and he was just like, well, if you hate your job, why don't you get another job? And I was just like, it's not that easy because, this, and he said, well, you could always go to a clothing store or something. And I'm just thinking, no, there's barriers to employment. So I start to tell him the different barriers there are to employment generically. Then he starts to get real personal. He's just like, well, you're talking, and then he said something personal. Then he's like, well, you're talking like, I'm real young or something. I'm 18. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even address that. I just kind of moved on about my business. And I was like, well, if you can continue making that call for me, I'm going to go over here. So I didn't know it, but on the side, this little boy was flirting because I got on the bus and then, he was sitting somewhere else. He's like, why don't you sit down? And I was just like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. So then I went and moved to another end and, he's trying to help me on the one point, but he's trying to be weird on the other point. So he sits beside me and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just thinking the wrong way, but I'm sitting there and, it's like pushing up against me and stuff. And so I'm scooting over. I'm like, and so finally I just got up all together and moved to a completely different seat. So that's how it went from there. Then then on top of that, so I'm talking about this because I'm trying to ask people, because then, it got to the point where I was just like, forget about it. I'll just switch the service over when I get back to the crib. So, then I'm thinking, okay, I ended up on the wrong bus. I didn't know I was on the wrong bus. I was thinking it'd only be 10 minutes for me to get back and I'd be able to switch everything over. But no, it's like another hour, 2 hours. So I end up on the wrong bus. Okay. So I ended up having to go all the way downtown. Then I had said, okay, well, I really do not want her having access to my phone. And I'm thinking about how she has access now to all my pictures, all my accounts, because it automatically signs everything in. So, no telling what she's posting, what my stuff all over the place. And then what scares me too is that, I've been doing my my applications, like my full applications that I create for myself at home with all of my information on it. So she has all of my information, like literally like confidential information that she did not have. Weird thing about it, like I said, it's things that happen in my life that let me know that something's about to happen. First, the last few weeks, everybody kept talking about all this crime and stuff in Washington Shores, people getting sprayed, killed, maced, bus drivers, this, that, and the other. And, I'm like, I go there from time to time. I never had a problem. There it is, the problem. Number two, the thing that happened to give me kind of an alert to something crazy about to happen, the fraud thing. Remember the last job that I was at, I was telling you how they automatically uploaded all my information and then everybody had access to it. And then they offered you, and this was at a place that didn't require that type of thing. It's unusual for that type of thing to happen. But then they're offering you fraud insurance. Why are you offering me fraud insurance? Do you plan on taking my information and doing something with it? So now my information is compromised that way. Then earlier today, with my coworker, we were talking about fraud there. I had mentioned that story. And now this woman has all of my information. Not that I have anything of value, but if she does something illegal, she has all of my information. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I told y'all this morning when I first started out, I'm upset. I mean, and then the thing that got me with the little boy, I didn't understand. Like, he was saying, "Oh, don't be stressed out." He was trying to play that role, and I'm like, "Is this kid seriously, like, kidding me right now?" And then when I got on the bus, and I asked, nobody let me use their phone to call the Metro PCS people. And actually, one of the guys that was on the bus, he asked me what the girl looked like. He actually knew the girl, I guess, that took the phone or whatever. And then they were trying to instigate for me to, that I should have fought this girl, chased her down, this, that, and the other. And I'm just thinking, it's $100 phone. It's $100. And the thing about it, I'm like, and they're like, oh, they did a thing on Instagram where, would you allow your boyfriend, your significant other to have your phone for a day, or would you go to jail? They were like, they would rather go to jail for a day. And I'm just like, that's crazy. These people are freaking crazy. You want to go to jail over $100? You want to go to jail for something like that? And then they were talking about how the girl was telling me how when her boyfriend gets in a fight, she'll jump in and fight, be right there beside him fighting. I'm like, to me, that's crazy. That's not my lifestyle. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's just not me. Not me at all. And then on the other side of their mouth, they're talking about, why don't you file a police report, go to the police. What are the police going to do? What are they going to do? The person has my phone. You call the phone company. They don't do anything about your phone either. Basically, they'll turn your phone off so you can purchase new service. That's all. That's all they do. Unless you have insurance, they'll send you another phone. I didn't have insurance. So I'm just like, I don't know. My life is so ironic. Just this morning, I was talking about that song that I did the ad-lib. It was off the top of my head from yesterday. And people be following me when I be walking up the street in the cars and shit. And y'all know that. But it's like the ad-lib that I did yesterday was looking for the next tragedy. And I talked about it this morning. Crazy. And that's exactly what it is. And I told myself I wasn't going to look at it as a tragedy. I was going to stay positive, blah, blah, blah. And then look what happens. The next tragedy. And I was doing nothing to attract it. I was trying to be as positive as possible. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck at this job. And the sad thing about it is I'm stuck if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, I'm stuck. And it's just, and and I guess I have a right to, feel the way that I feel right now. But I mean, it'll all blow over. This is just a natural reaction. After a while, I'll normalize and get it back. But what was even worse to me was that these people were on the bus and they were talking about they would rather go to jail over that. They was like, oh, I wouldn't allow nobody to. I was just like, are you kidding me? And then one girl, she spoke intelligently enough, even though she was rah-rah. And I was like, that works for you. And I like the way that you carry that on you. But that's not me. That's not me. And I just don't get it. People were really willing to go to jail over some little petty thing, And so, I don't know. I mean, I don't get it. Do people realize they're worth more than that? But I don't know. I have to continue this because I'm at the end of my time limit.